You think you're being productive, but what you're actually doing is trying to avoid feeling unsafe. That's what perfectionism really is. Not ambition, not excellence, a full body survival strategy. So let's break that down.
Therapist Kristen Jacobson.
Hey, I'm Kristen. I'm a psychotherapist, and I help people stop overthinking and start understanding why they do what they do, especially when it comes to patterns like perfectionism, self-sabotage, and anxiety. Today, we're talking about something I see in almost every smart, driven, emotionally self-aware client that I've ever worked with. That deep, exhausting feeling of, I have to get it right or else. And real quick, before we dive in, if you're tired of these patterns showing up over and over again, and you're ready to understand why they're still running the show, make sure you get on the waitlist for my book, Unpacked: How to Detach from the Subconscious Beliefs That Are Sabotaging Your Life. It's being released September 16th, and it's all about helping you clear out that emotional baggage that got wired into your system years ago, so you can finally stop living on autopilot and start figuring out who you really are. If you've ever wondered why you freeze under pressure, why you people please, or why anxiety creeps in even when nothing's technically wrong, then this book is for you. The link's below, so join the waitlist and I'll keep you updated. Now, most people think perfectionism is about mindset. So you've heard it, just let it go, lower your standards, done is better than perfect. But if that advice worked, you probably wouldn't still be watching. The truth is, perfectionism doesn't just live in your high expectations. It lives in your subconscious and your nervous system. It's not just how you think, it's how your body responds to risk, even the invisible kind. Like saying something wrong, being seen before you're ready, making a mistake someone else might notice. To your nervous system, those aren't just minor blips. They register as threats. And that's when your survival programming kicks in, fast, automatic, and totally outside of logic. So why does your system respond like this? This kind of pattern usually starts in childhood, not always because something dramatic happened, but because of how your younger brain learned to associate safety with performance. If you were praised when you got it right and disregarded or criticized when you didn't, your subconscious made a rule. I'm safer when I'm perfect. The subconscious doesn't care that you're older now. It doesn't respond to logic. It responds to pattern recognition and emotional memory. So now, as an adult, the moment you sit down to pitch something, speak up, or send that email, your body remembers. Better get this right. We know what happens if we don't. And that's when you flip into survival mode. So you can go into fight mode, where you might obsess, fixate, and keep editing. You can go into flight mode, where you avoid, over-research, or procrastinate. Freeze mode, where you might blank out, stare at the screen, overthink until you shut down. Or fawn mode, where you might apologize in advance, soften your truth, or over-explain yourself to stay liked. These are protective reflexes, not flaws, not personality problems, just old wiring doing what it was trained to do. When your brain detects a potential mistake, it tells your body, we're not safe. And that kicks off a flood of adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones narrow your focus, they tighten your muscles, and they prime you to react quickly, like you're about to fight or flee. This is useful in real danger, but when you live like this every day, in meetings, on emails, scrolling social media, you stay stuck in a low-grade survival state, which means you can't sit still because stillness feels unsafe. You redo work endlessly because done feels elusive. You avoid starting because you're bracing for failure. This isn't about discipline, it's about chemistry. And when your nervous system stays flooded for long enough, your window of tolerance shrinks. It takes less and less to tip you into panic, spirals, or shutdown. So how do we start shifting this? First, let's be clear. I'm not telling you to just do it messy. I work with people whose bodies literally can't do that without going into overwhelm. The way out is about building safety, both in your nervous system and in your beliefs. And here's what that looks like. Number one is orientation. So pause. Let your eyes move slowly around the room. Notice the colors, the light, the shapes. Let your body take in the environment. This tells your nervous system, no threat here, you're okay. And this brings your system into the now instead of reacting to old wiring. Number 2 is good enough reps. So pick one thing a day to do at 80%. A voice memo, a caption, a text. Send it, let it go, let your body feel the tension, and then notice that nothing catastrophic happens. This builds capacity over time. Number 3 is breath and vagus nerve activation. So long exhales, gentle humming, even singing. These are all ways to stimulate the vagus nerve, which turns off the stress response and helps restore a sense of inner safety. Number 4 is subconscious reparenting. So when your inner critic says, this isn't good enough, pause. Ask yourself, where did you learn that? Then respond as the adult version of you, not the child who had to perform to feel loved or acknowledged. Number 5 is identity language. So start replacing I'm a perfectionist with I'm learning to feel safe being an imperfect human. Because that's what this really is. Not a flaw to fix, but a state you can shift. So perfectionism isn't proof that you care. It's proof that you've learned to survive through control. But that control is costing you your time, your clarity, and your peace. The good news is it can change. You can teach your body and your subconscious that good enough is safe enough. And when your system finally believes that, everything gets easier. You show up without spiraling, you finish things without freezing, you feel clear, steady, unpressured. Not because you're pushing harder, but because you're finally motivated from a place of intention, not fear. If this hit home, share it with someone who's always stuck in the loop of overthinking and overdoing. They're not broken, they're just bracing. And I'd love for you to comment below. What's one thing you could let be good enough today? And don't forget, my book Unpacked drops on September 16th. If you want help unpacking the beliefs that shaped you and rewiring the ones still holding you back, join the waitlist now. Links below. And subscribe if you want more honest, grounded insight like this, and I'll see you in the next video.